Hi, this is Jacqueline at Bilingual FM. Today is February 23rd, 2011. Our group talk that we had today at this school was about our cell phones and computers, so our gadgets that we have. It appears as though everyone in our group talk likes Apple products, so everybody owns at least two Apple products, including myself. So one of our students, we called an Apple addict. So he's addicted to Apple products, and he has 3 Apple laptops and iPods and something like 4 iPods, and other students have the iPhone and iPods as well. And then we talked about the release of the new iPad, which should be coming in June, and the new iPad should have a camera, I hear, so the current version of the iPad doesn't. So in talking about our cell phones and computers, the first word that we learned, which I already mentioned, was the word addict. So an addict is a noun as a person, and it's a person who cannot quit something. So you can't stop smoking, you can't stop drinking, you can't stop shopping, for example. So serious addicts are like drug addicts, for example. But in a more light way, you can say, I'm a shopping addict, so I just really like to shop. So an addict is a person, and the adjective is to be addicted. So I'm addicted to something, so I'm addicted to drugs in the more serious way, or I'm addicted to shopping. And then in relation to this, the noun is addiction. So I have an addiction. So my addiction is shoes, for example. And then the next vocabulary word that we learned was rumour. A rumour is a noun, and a rumour is some information that you hear from people or around in the news, and you don't know if it's true or false, if it's true or not. It's just a rumour. It's some small details. You don't know if it's true. So in an example sentence, I heard a rumour that Steve Jobs is sick. I don't know this for sure. I just heard a rumor. Maybe he's sick. And or another example is, I heard many rumors about her, but I'm not sure what is true. So it's maybe stories, and you don't know if the stories are true or not. And then the last phrase that we learned was the phrase to hear back about something, or to hear back from something. So to hear back means to get a response from someone. So usually on the phone or in email. So in an example sentence, I had an interview last week, but I haven't heard back from the company yet. So I didn't get a call from them, and I didn't get an answer or a response about my interview. Or in another sentence, did you hear back from your sister? So that means you called her, and she's supposed to call you back. So did you hear back? And if there's a topic that you are supposed to hear back about, you say about. So you hear back from someone about a topic. So did you hear back from your sister about your vacation plans? And one more example, did you get the results of your test yet? No, I haven't heard back. And some short sentences that some students had some difficulty with was one very common mistake, which I correct many times, but I hope that soon people will learn it. So the incorrect phrase was, so one student asked, another student, which store do you often visit? Which Apple store do you visit to buy your products, your Apple products? Do you go to Shibuya or Ginza? And he said, I almost go to the Apple store in Shibuya. But the correct way to say this is I almost always go to the Apple store in Shibuya. So this means not always, but almost always. So if I go 10 times, almost always is 9 times. So with this type of phrase, you could say I almost always go, or I almost never go, or there's almost no dinner left. So almost no, almost none, almost always, almost never. So not just always, or not just almost, I almost go. And the last thing was this phrase is correct English to say, how was that? How was that? But just to change it a little bit, which sounds more comfortable, is how was it? So not how was that, but how was it? So I went skiing on the weekend. Oh, how was it? So how was that is okay, and how was it just sounds a little bit more casual and natural. Okay, so that concludes our group talk summary for today, and I hope it was useful for you. See you again soon.